All right, this is gonna be an interesting Facebook Live today. I've got my daughter Dagny, who's out here riding on our horse Cash, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen with her on this horse. So we shall see. But I'm obviously confident enough to get on a video here while she's riding. So what's interesting about her situation is, or what I want to talk about today, is just the amount of progress that she has made with riding a horse. So Amanda and Bristol, who are the horse experts in our family, they left this morning to go to an event, so they're out of state, and me and Dagny and Lulu are watching the farm, and we're watching our 3 horses that remain here. 2 of them in here, they're not peeking their heads out, but then there's Cash, who Dagny's riding. And you know, Dagny has really come a long way, and that's why I say, you know, I mentioned the word perseverance in progress, because we did not force her in any way to ride horses. We were encouraging to her, but ultimately it was going to be her decision. And Lulu, for example, doesn't really have any interest in riding right now, so we're not pushing her to ride at all. She comes out, she hangs out, she helps around at the barn, and she gets a ton of, she enjoys that, and she's getting a lot of good work ethic and responsibilities from that. But here's Dagny. This is a girl who a year and a half ago was very hesitant. She wasn't against riding horses, but she wasn't really, I wouldn't say interested. But she gave it a shot. As you see Mr. Cash take a little poop break. There he is. She gave it a shot, and I remember one day specifically where she fell off a horse. I think this was a year and a half ago. And what are you looking at me like that for? Yeah, I'm talking about you. It was about a year and a half ago. She fell off a horse. It was a very controlled environment. It was a safe fall. And Amanda was encouraging her to get back up on the horse right away, because they were scared. It's a very common thing. You know, they say you gotta fall, you gotta learn how to fall, and you gotta get back up and get right back on the horse. So Amanda was very persistent that day in getting her back on the horse. And she did, through a lot of tears and a lot of fear, but she did. And so here we are. We now own our own property. We have 5 horses out here, and Dagny has really embraced this lifestyle, and she started to bond with the horse, Cash specifically, but she's established a bond with all these horses out here. But today, this is not the first day this has happened, but today is a huge deal for Amanda to be gone and for us to be out here. It shows something for me as well, just be able to be out here with the horse. Dagny tacking up on her own. She called me and had to get me to help her a little bit, which I was fine with. It is a dramatic improvement from a year and a half ago. And there's a lot that goes into that. And for me, I have 0 ambitions personally when it comes to riding horses or being around horses. But I am married to somebody who has a lot of those things. And so that's why it does matter to me. And that's why every single day it has started to matter more and more to me. These horses mean more to me. So the values for me personally, when it comes to my family and what my family wants to do, mean a lot to me, which pushes me forward to want to do these kind of things. So if I didn't have any other goals around my family that were really seated in those good values, I wouldn't be out here doing this. I'd be doing something else. Now, we are going to go hit some golf balls later today, and that's something that I enjoy as a hobby, but this is our lifestyle. And so I wanted to recognize my daughter here for her persistence, for her ability to get back up, and for just the amazing progress that she has made over the course of a year and a half. So if you went back to that day she fell off the horse, or even prior to that, the days that she was really hesitant to even get on, and then you look at her today, and this is, you know, she's got, from a riding skill and progress, I mean, Bristol's pretty much the same age as Dagny, and she's a lot more skilled rider. But that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the amount of progress that she has made for herself, the amount of confidence that she has in herself to be able to go and tack this horse up, 1,000+ pound animal, for her to get out here and to control that thing. Look, she's out here getting a walk trot going. I mean, this is just amazing to watch for me and for her. So I'm so proud of her. But this was just little stuff every single day. This is being out here every day. This is doing the little things around the barn, getting comfortable in the environment. The fact that she can be out here without Amanda's supervision. She knows the basics of what to do. She can practice on her own. She's putting in time. How's he doing?
Good.
Good. So, there's a lot of things that we do where we fall off the horse. We might try something new, and the first couple times we try something, we don't do very well, and then we quit. Dagny could have easily quit that day she fell off the horse and never got back on. Easily. She could have easily quit that day. She wanted to. She wanted to quit. So there's a parenting lesson there as well. There's an individual lesson that if you have goals and you have setbacks, that you need to just get back up. But she's a child, and so she didn't necessarily have any long-term goals when it came to horseback riding the time she fell off. So let's go back there, and then you step in as a parent and you talk about, okay, as a parent, what am I trying to show my child? Like I said, I don't have personal riding ambitions for my child. She doesn't need to have riding goals specifically. But what I do want to teach my child is the values of falling off your horse and needing to get back up and not quitting. So that day when she got back up, yeah, we encouraged her. We encouraged her in a way in which she did not want to do it. Remember that day when you fell off the horse?
Oliver?
Yeah, let's go interview this child. All right, so tell us how you felt when you fell off that horse that first time.
Well, when I was falling off, I was practicing my emergency dismount. And...
Hold on, are we talking about in the round pen?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when I fell. And I squeezed with my legs on accident, and Oliver, the horse I was riding, started to trot when I didn't know how to trot yet. So I kept raising my hands up because it was like my first year of riding, and he went faster and faster, and I just fell off.
Right. So when you fell off, what was how did you feel when you fell off?
I was scared, and I didn't feel like I wanted to ride again. But Amanda was pushing me to get back on, and then I got back on, and I felt like a real rider.
You felt like a real rider. Did you want to get back on?
Not then, but then I realized that getting back on was the best choice.
You feel like you've been well coached. You're saying the right things. Okay, walk on, child. I did not teach her to say that, but Amanda's, I'm sure, taught her those values every day, because when you're doing, this is what I like, one of the things I like about horses and horse riding is that you can't really get by without doing the fundamental things right. You have to be so in tune with the horse when you're riding, or even when you're just around them. Like you can't be thinking about other stuff, really. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why people are so drawn to this. I won't even say the sport of it, but just being around these animals, is because there's a connection. But from a fundamental standpoint, Amanda was teaching her that when she fell off, because the animals feel the fear and the anxiety and the tension. And when you feel that way, they reciprocate that to you. So when you're calm, the animal reciprocates the calm. And it's a really crazy thing. I have not figured this out, by the way. But I understand it mentally, and I've seen it a little bit the few times that I've ridden. And it's really interesting to me, because that's why there's a therapeutic part to horses that people are really drawn to that actually works, because there's a science behind this that's been proven, which I'm interested to really learn more about. But think about, as a parent, what are your goals for your children? You should have goals for your children, but it shouldn't be, in my opinion, it shouldn't be these accomplishment type of goals that you have for your child. If my child, Bristol's not competing this week, but if she was at a horse show, I love for her to win first place. I really do. But I'm not getting any, I do not want to get any satisfaction in how she places. What I'll get satisfaction in is what is her demeanor, what is her work ethic, what is her attitude, and how does she respond to adversity. Because there's a ton of adversity when they go to these horse events. Literally the whole process from preparing at the house to coming home, everything is a challenge. It is really, really interesting to be a part of this, because there's so much gearing up to it. Literally the week and days prior to an event, it's all about is the horse going to be able to even compete? Are they healthy enough? This event they're going to, they're actually getting vet tested today, vet checked, to make sure that the horses are all sound. So you have to take care of your horse, and then you have to be ready as a rider. And then you go into the arena, you step into the arena, and anything can happen. There's external factors. So we're sitting here, envision this calm arena here. It's a very nice day. It's a little hot, but it's quiet. Well, picture this, and then all of a sudden, you've got a bunch of people around you, you've got other animals around you. You never know what can happen, and these horses can get spooked. So how you respond to the environment around you, there's literally lessons and teachings going on at any given time. The event that I was at last month, there was a girl who was in first place, and they were going into the second event, and basically there was a bunch of horses and riders warming up, and so the bunch of horses kind of very close to each other, and these two horses got close to each other and kind of started fighting, and the one got spooked, jumped, and the girl fell off the horse. Well, disqualified. If you fall off the horse during that, you're disqualified. And how do you respond when something like happens? Because just think about that. Just think about how you're a young girl. I don't care if you're an adult in something like this. You prepare so much. You go into it, you're winning, and then some freak accident like that happens, and you're done. Something pretty much out of your control. So if you're going into this sport just to win, you're probably gonna have a short lifespan in the sport, because a lot of things have to go your way to be a blue ribbon winner consistently. So you really got to learn to roll with the punches. You got to be super tough mentally. It happened to Amanda at her last event. Her horse, he wasn't lame, but he had a slight injury, so it was sketchy on whether or not he was going to be able to compete, and it's very disappointing. Driving several hours and things like that. So, man, being on a farm and being with horses will humble you, and it will teach you a lot every single day. So very blessed to have this property and to have my kids out here. So shout out to Dagny today. We're thinking about Amanda and the riders that she's training this weekend, coaching in her event. Y'all have a good weekend.